Hey guys, Books Nelson here. We're doing another card breakdown today. This Galaxy Opal Julius Randle, free from the Bold collections. Let's get right into the content. So Julius Randle has a lot of good things going for him. He has Hall of Fame Immovable Enforcer, great general frame, especially at the 3. At the 4, he's undersized, but at the 3, he's kind of perfect. So is this card worth running? Is this a card you can get a lot of? So my answer is yes, but there is a caveat. So first, let's just look at Julius's general sig. So he has his own jumper on very quick. I actually think I like his jumper a lot. I've been fine with his jumper all year. I thought his pink diamond was overrated. His amethyst was overrated. People liked his ruby early in the year, but I understand he was a little undersized. But I will say, I ran to the card a few times online. I think he was a little more popular in the community, excuse me, than he was on YouTube as far as the content creators, but I do think he was a pretty good card all year. That pro dribble style was really working for him, and as we know from this channel, the My Team community wasn't really up on the pro dribble style yet. We had a few naysayers, few popular naysayers in the community, but it's a great dribble style. But now he has the Kobe Bryant dribble style. But that's not what we were concerned about. So first things first, he has normal leaner, solid. It's a little bit wonky with his release. Not in a bad way, just something you got to get used to because he kind of slings the ball over his head when you're moving to the left, right? Left-handed shooter, that's his strong side. And then he has the normal 2 hop jumper, which we absolutely love. Absolutely love normal 2 hop jumper. Basically great going both sides and even going towards the basket. You're going straight to the basket, stops on a dime. Excellent underutilized dribble move throughout the entire 2K community. Every time I see somebody do it, it pretty much works because once you start getting to the basket like that, most people run to the paint to contest you, and it's a beautiful move. And he has a great version of it. All right, so Kobe Bryant dribble style, which is fantastic, right? So the Kobe dribble style has just one of the best, if not probably my favorite, push cross in the game. It's just so quick and snappy, right? Just really snappy. So we love that. So if you hold forward on the stick, you get this kind of forward version of the push cross. If you hold to the left and to the right, you get this horizontal version. And if you go 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock on the left stick, you get that behind the back that we see from the Kyrie Irving dribble style, right? That gives you the ability to really kind of pat the rock and get this kind of little built-in mini combo behind screens. Excellent dribble style. Can't say enough good things about it. He's got the Tracy McGrady elite motion style, so he feels fast, he feels snappy around the court. Hey, let's take a look at this McGrady size up, because a lot of cards have this, and we haven't really gotten a chance to really break it down on this channel. So I like this. This is pretty solid. So we're going to look at the crossover with the Kobe Bryant dribble style. Looking really good, really shifty, really snappy. This is like pro dribble style on steroids, really. Like, it's basically pro dribble style, but better. That's the Kobe Bryant dribble style. Like pro dribble style mixed with Kyrie Irving. So the pro dribble style escape that you would normally have from going 5 and 7 on the stick, you get it from forward on the stick, and then in that 5 and 7 you get access to that Kyrie Irving. Really nice. All right, let's look at the between the legs. Between the legs, again, really good. I like the McGrady size up. It's a little bit on the slow side, but I think that can actually be a good thing when they show the ball the way he does. It's not a delayed kind of slow, it's just kind of measured, and it gives you the ability to allow your opponent to beat themselves, right? I just had a friend of mine send me a great clip of using that online, coming around the screen, hit them with the bop, they bit, good night, So, and the same thing with the behind the back works well with every single dribble. Big thumbs up to me from the McGrady size up. He has pro escape. So, it says he has pro escape. I don't know which escape this is, but I tell you what, this is an elite escape for L2 canceling. He can really move on that L2 cancel. So, here's where the rubber kind of hits the road on Julius Randle. Julius Randle is missing some elite SIGs, and he's missing one very crucial SIG. However, if you are an advanced player and you want to become an advanced player, Julius Randle gets a lot better if you're really good at the game, right? So this escape he can L2 cancel, but obviously L2 cancel is a very advanced technique. So you gotta get good at L2 canceling if you want to exploit that, right? Here's his between the legs escape, also a really good one. I mean, I really want to know what escape this is, because this kind of reminds me in a lot of ways of Kemba escape, because he can really burst out of that thing. Kobe Bryant breakdown moves. Let's see here. Breakdown moves. Solid. Nothing to write home about, but I will say out of that secondary dribble, he can really burst out of it, right? So again, same thing. Forward push cross, backwards, behind the back cross out of that dribble style. Really, really efficient out of that. Let's take a look at his regular breakdown. Solid regular breakdown. I think it is somewhat usable, especially with this Steph Curry snatchback. So the Steph Curry snatchback is just great in combos, right? You can just mix it in with everything, and you will find that it allows the character to really, move around the court pretty easy, just by throwing in that snatchback into the rest of his dribble package. So with all of that stuff, I said he's missing something. I always say the problem with the Steph Curry snatchback is it's a bad hop back, right? So that's one thing he's missing. He can't, so he only has one way to create space. And then the other thing he's missing, and this is important, is an elite hesitation, right? So he's got this basic hezi. The problem with the basic hezi, it's not all doom and gloom, but the problem with the basic hezi is it's really hard to same side burst, right? I shouldn't say really hard, but it's challenging. So that's the same side burst, right? So the way you're doing this is you're holding turbo, and on the right stick, you're hitting 2 o'clock if you're on this side, and on the other side, you're hitting 11 o'clock, between 10 and 11 o'clock. And then with the left stick, you're pressing roughly the same direction, about, between 1 and 2 o'clock and between 10 and 11 o'clock. And you're pressing it in a rhythm of like 1, 2, right? Not immediately after each other, but also not too slow. You don't want this to start playing out, right? So you want it to hit that 1, 2, just like that. And as 1, 2 rhythm to burst out of it. The reason this is so important with Julius Randle is because with his escape, he can change directions very, very well, right? His explosive burst going to the opposite side with this escape, again, it's listed as pro, reminds me a lot of Kemba, to be honest with you. I'm very curious what it literally is, but he can get to that other ball hand. And if you're new to the channel, we talk about the cardinal directions of dribbling here, right? So this is ball hand, off ball hand, that's your east and west, then you have north and south, the ability to run forward and the ability to retreat backwards. So with Julius, with the Kobe dribble style, he can run forward really easy. With the Steph Curry snatchback, he has a way to retreat. And with his great escape, he has a way to get to the other ball hand very efficiently at a high level. The only thing he doesn't do at a high level is go to the same side with a nice explosive burst. And he does do it, but it's locked behind a skill wall. You have to get used to triggering that, just like I did right there. You have to get used to triggering that with Julius Randle. And because all of his other good dribbles, it works so well out of, right? Like if you can have that down and you can do that Steph Curry combo, I'm sorry, who is that? What was that combo move? His combo moves are, it says pro, but it reminds me a little of Steph. So, but it's not Steph though. But this double cross right here, it's a good move if you can burst going the same way, right? Now, it's also really good with the Kobe Bryant dribble style going the other direction, right? Both push crosses work really well with that. So you've got opposite ball hand covered with Julius Randle in spades. He's really strong doing that, getting to the basket, right? And then obviously you can also snatch off of that. So he can, and don't forget, L2 canceling works for snatchbacks too, right? So if you come out of this, go the other way, you can L2, oh my God, he did it crazy behind the back, which we will get to. But yeah, you can L2 cancel with a snatchback as well and really change directions on a dime with Julius Randle. So he's extremely explosive in every way going to the opposite ball hand, but on that same side ball hand, you have to get used to triggering that explosion with the basic escape. Again, as I did right there. So you see me, I have pretty high hit rate on this video of executing that move. I only practiced for a few minutes before coming in here. So it is a skill you can master. It's just important to relate that it is not as easy as the other escapes, right? As most of the really good, I'm not sorry, not escapes, the hesitations. It's not as good as the rest of the hesitations in the game, but it is usable and it can be as good. It's just much, much harder. But if you do get it, all of a sudden this card goes from a guy who's, catch and shoot, 3 and D, opposite side ball hand, but predictable if people catch on to it, to a card that can pretty much do anything on the floor, attacking the basket, and just have his pick of the litter in terms of how he wants to attack you. Especially when you consider he has an absolutely elite hop jumper as well. So once you start getting, going in one direction with Julius Randle, you can put the brakes on at any time and just catch people. You see how quick that gets up? I cannot stress, this is an underutilized tool in this game. A lot of people will judge this game. And the thing to understand about 2K, most competitive games are out for 4, 5, 7, 10, 40 years, right? And people master the game. 2K is out for a year. So if you think you have 2K figured out, it's probably not true, right? Like there are always techniques in 2K that it doesn't come out until next year that people realize how good it is. And I think one of those things in this particular game is going to the basket into this normal 2 hop jumper. It is just such a stop on the dime kind of attacking skill. All right, so he's got Kawhi Leonard moving crossover, which is not super strong. Don't love it at all. But when he's attacking the basket, he does have that Steph Curry. I'm sorry. What's his behind the back? Is it listed as pro? So I don't know what it is. So it's this behind the back. So in the half court, this behind the back is not very good, right? You hit this, it does that. It's not super strong, and particularly it's not super strong because the misdirection is also slow because of that, right? So he doesn't have a good misdirection out of that move. Although you can always, do your misdirections off the horizontal stuff. You still have it. You just have to do the old school horizontal misdirection if you're into that sort of thing. So he does still have that option, but the behind the back is not the option for that the way it would normally be, right? So. But going to the basket, this behind the back is great. But once again, if you guys haven't seen my Shea Gilgeous-Alexander video, the SGA and the Gilbert Arenas video, I talked about the bread and butter, right, of going to the basket. So the bread and butter of going to the basket is basically same side burst, right? So pretend I did the same side burst there, the hezzy burst. And once you get into your hezzy burst, as soon as you get to this area right here, you hit your moving dribble and then you stick dunk, right? So you get that, boom, and then you stick dunk. You don't do that shot I did, trust me, but obviously you just stick dunk right there. So if you have this Julius Randle same side burst down with this basic hesitation, then that becomes a great tool for him. But if you can't execute that, that's a really powerful tool that you now don't have access to. So you see I executed it right there. Let's go to the replay real quick so I can break this down for the people who aren't familiar with it. So if you watch 5-out gameplay in the rec or pro-am, you'll see this a lot from the best players in the game, right? And the reason this is so good is because this first explosion is really hard to react to. And in 2K, there's latency, right? So you can't really react to stuff, you have to read stuff. So most people, first of all, their first read is that you're crossing over because a lot of people in this game don't same side burst, right? So already just by having the same side burst, you're at an advantage because you can explode in a way that people might be sitting on your crossover hand, which is very common because that's where right stick ripper comes in, right? So if you're in this position, they're waiting for you to go to the other hand so they can blitz the side and right stick ripper. But you go that same direction, and now this first person is cooked, right? Even the AI running into a screen will get, or playing a screen, you can beat an AI playing a screen with this same side burst, right? So then when you get here, now again in Rec and Pro-Am, this will be a hash defender coming to pinch. And this just destroys the pinch, and then the stick dunk destroys the help in the paint. So this is your bread and butter attack at the basket. And Julius Randle, because of that really fast behind the back, he has access to it. There's a lot of good moves. There's a lot of moves that are good at this, like the Kobe Bryant crossover, the John Wall crossover. So this is why I'm saying this basic hezzy can really unlock Julius Randle if you can get it under your thumbs. So I think the card is playable either way. Again, he's got Hoff, a movable enforcer, a lot of great badges. We will talk about his stats and badges for a brief moment, and I'll put that stuff up on screen so you can see it. I'll just scroll down. I won't name everything, but I'll scroll slowly as I discuss this stuff. But yeah, stats and badge wise, he's extraordinarily complete. He has every defensive badge at least on gold, and really big ones on Hall of Fame. Glove is on Hall of Fame. What do you call it? And importantly, immovable enforcers on Hall of Fame, which is great because he has a 97 strength. And again, if you're not familiar with this channel, we go into the details about stuff, but that strength, immovable enforcer is not useful without strength, right? It's an accelerator to your strength. You can look at it, right? Like a multiplier on your strength attribute. So the more strength you have, the better immovable enforcer is. And with Julius Randle having extremely high strength, he's a great athlete, 95 speed and acceleration, extremely high vert, extremely high strength, right? So with that immovable enforcer on Hall of Fame, that makes him kind of really strong on defense. And he also has Hall of Fame fast feet. So this means that once Julius attaches to you on the perimeter, it's really hard to get him off. And he has also that, he has that stocky frame as well, right? So you know, that all of that stuff is going great for Julius. And I honestly think if you get your hands on that basic hesitation explosion, which I think is to your advantage because a lot of cards get it. And if the game is similar next year, you're going to be facing it again. So if you can same side burst with this card, this opens up the world for Julius Randle and makes him significantly better than most people will have him because he's a fine shooter. I think his shot is plenty fast enough, really high. It's a little, in terms of the visual cue and the release, I think it's a little bit weird from certain angles, but overall, I'd say it's a totally fine jumper. Stick dunking, he has every stick dunk you want. Strangely enough, Julius Randle has his own signature layup package, but they took it off. I wonder why that is. I don't remember that layup package being bad, but he's got long athlete, which is fine. Nothing wrong with long athlete. Great glitchy scoop on long athlete, so that's also really good. If you're trying to beat, you know, defense on your strong hand side, you can get to that as well. Great pull-up jumper. So I think Julius Randle is actually a really good card if you can get that basic hezzy down. If you don't get the basic hezzy down, I think he's okay. You know, and for most people, they're going to see Julius Randle as probably okay. Yeah, he's fast and strong and plays good defense and decent on catch and shoot, but they're going to probably see him as more of a cone. But if you can get that one technique down, then everything else opens up for Julius and he becomes much more than that. And I think he becomes a small forward that moves closer to the A tier category than to the B tier category. I think at worst, Julius Randle is like a B tier small forward, but if you master those techniques, I think he sneaks up into that A tier and can really run for you. But that's going to cut it for this video, guys. Thank you so much. First of all, thanks so much for the support. Support's been absolutely crazy on this channel. And like I said, the more you guys support the channel, the more I will come back and just keep creating content and keeping it moving. You know, you guys show how much you appreciate the way I do things here. And that's just encourages me to keep, you know, doing more of it. All right. So I'll see you all in the next one. Please like and subscribe if you have not already. Road to 1,000 subs. Let's do it. See you in the next one. Peace.